Hi, everyone. I hope you're doing well. Today, I'm going to be talking about the developmental sequence of drawing. So, this aims to provide a cognitive model for the developmental sequence of drawing and its associated processes. We're going to be looking at motor and cognitive skills, as well as working memory. So, at the start of my model, you can see we have our psychomotor coordination is developing, which turns into physical movements and cognitive functioning. And through there, you'll slowly see a trickle effect of a progression of skill development. So we start off with our physical movements, which turns into manipulating objects within a proximal reach. So these are our fine motor skills. Once we have that down pat, it turns into grasping objects, again, our fine motor. And then it turns into the manipulations of distal objects to start reaching a goal. When we move over to our cognitive functioning, we have our basic understanding of body manipulation. And this ties into manipulating objects within our environment. So, in order to do one, you have to be doing the other. So, as you can see, following the arrows, there's kind of a pattern going on here. So, once we get to grasping objects, it turns into the basic scribbles, those pre-dimensional and unidimensional skills that are starting to develop. And we're using our symbols and recognizing forms. So our pre-schematic stage is starting to develop. We're generalizing stimuli, recalling categories and groupings, which would be our bidimensional and working memory, and having continued access to novel stimuli, which helps with our generalization. There we have the emergence of the schematic stage. So our drawing is more symbolic, spatial relationships are developing, and as you can see, it ties into our cognitive functioning again. From there, our images start to become more realistic. Psychomotor development has peaked. The ability to perform complex physical movements is now in play. And as you can see, it goes into the manipulation of distal objects, which ties into our physical movements. From there, we start to see our drawings become more realistic. They have focal points, and realism becomes central, which then turns into a continued mastery of skills through physical movements and cognitive functioning. So as we work our way down our model, you can start to see the pattern as easier skills slowly start to develop into these harder skills. But as the child generalizes and becomes more accustomed to these skills, it then turns into even more difficult ones. So pros and cons. Pros, it details the development of drawing, and it's in a linear order. As I explained before, it all kind of trickles down into this mastery stage. Cons, though, it is very busy. As you can see, there's a lot going on here. And you need to have a basic understanding of the developmental stages of drawing in order to understand the model a little bit better. If you don't know what the pre-schematic stage is or what fine motor skills are, cognitive functioning, you're going to have a very hard time following along. So we look a little bit at Gestalt principles, the central conceptual structure theory by Case, and the stages of drawing by Lowenfield. That is all. I appreciate everyone for watching, and thank you all.